Senator from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise today to honor our brave, hardworking men and women in law enforcement as we celebrate their service during National Police Week. This week, thousands of law enforcement officers and their families will visit our nation's capital to honor those who serve and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to keep our communities safe. Over the past year, North Carolina has tragically lost 3 law enforcement officers in the line of duty. This doesn't include the numerous law enforcement officers who've also lost their life over the last year due to other causes, including some due to COVID-19. But I'd like to take a moment to honor the 3 officers who lost their lives while protecting those they served. Last October, we lost Ryan Hayworth of the Nightingale Police Department after his patrol vehicle was hit by a drunk driver. Officer Hayworth was only 23 years old, and he'd already established a distinguished record of service. He was in the U.S. Army and the National Guard. He answered the call again by becoming a police officer, following in the footsteps of his father, who was a longtime chief of Zebulon Police Department, and his brother, who was a firefighter. Last December, only 2 days before Christmas, in my home county of Mecklenburg, we grieved the loss of CMPD officer Mia Danielle Figueroa Goodwin. Officer Figueroa Goodwin, only 33, tragically was killed when a tractor trailer hit her patrol car as she was working to keep drivers safe following a previous crash. Officer Figueroa Goodwin had served CMPD for 6 years. She had a beautiful family, survived by her husband and 3 young children, including a 4-month-old baby. In January, we lost North Carolina State Trooper John Horton in a tragic accident with another patrol vehicle as the area was faced with icy and dangerous driving conditions. The accident also tragically took the life of another driver. Trooper Horton had served for 15 years, and he's survived by his wife and 6 children. The incredible sacrifice of our brave men and women in blue can take many forms. Last month, an act of incredible bravery by North Carolina State Patrol Trooper Cody Teo captivated North Carolinians. When a suspected drunk driver's car was barreling the wrong way down a highway exit ramp, Trooper Teo bravely put himself and his patrol car in the way to stop the driver from hurting or possibly killing others. Instead of speeding the wrong way on the highway, the suspect was stopped by Trooper Teo's split-second decision to angle his car and let the car hit his patrol car. This act was filmed by Trooper Teo's dashboard camera, and his bravery has been broadcast literally to the world. Trooper Teo's selfless decision undoubtedly saved lives and serves as a reminder of the danger our law enforcement community faces each and every day to keep us safe. I am deeply encouraged by the outpouring of support from North Carolina communities for our brave, hardworking law enforcement officers. And I should say that I'm happy to see the same across all states in the nation. But there are some folks who want to talk about anti-police policies. And I don't think people back home in North Carolina or across the United States are buying it. I believe most people back home and across this beautiful country respect and support law enforcement. The American people understand that law enforcement officers make our community safer and stronger. They understand that proposals to abolish and defund the police are out of touch with reality. The reality is that rhetorical attacks on law enforcement only serve to encourage physical attacks on law enforcement. FBI Director Chris Wray raised the alarm just a few weeks ago when he told the American people that violence against law enforcement in this country is one of the biggest phenomenon that I think doesn't get enough attention. I agree with Director Wray. And while attacks on our brave men and women in blue may not get enough attention in the national press, Our local communities recognize the tremendous sacrifice given by those who protect and serve. And we must stop the tide of violence against law enforcement in this country. And that's why I'm proud to have introduced the Protect and Serve Act. This common sense legislation would make it a federal crime to intentionally assault a law enforcement officer. This bill has also received bipartisan support in the past, and I believe would make a strong statement to criminals that assaulting law enforcement is inexcusable. With the Protect and Serve Act, criminals would be on notice that an assault on law enforcement is an assault on all Americans. So each year, we take this week to celebrate those who serve and protect public safety. These heroes deserve our gratitude 24/7, 365. I hope that my colleagues will help me fight for the men and women in blue. They need us more than ever. And as I often say when I'm back in the state of North Carolina, you got an opportunity to see a law enforcement officer today, thank them for their sacrifice. Thank you, Mr. President.